Saturday, brought to you by Office Depot, where you'll find office products at warehouse prices.
The Bills now know that they will face the Steelers, and Marcus, you're really interested in tomorrow's game now against the Colts and the Chargers. You'll play the winner of that game as a Kansas City Chief. What concerns you?
Well, there's two fine teams. We know a lot about San Diego, not much about Indy, but I'll be glued to the television set tomorrow.
I'm sure you will. Lions and Eagles coming up, Coach, contrasting coaching styles there.
They do. Philadelphia, more conservative, run the ball, physical defense. Detroit, big play, very explosive. Turnovers will be a key in the game.
All right, guys. Well, we'll hear from you again at the half. The Lions and the Eagles coming right up, folks. Stay here.
ABC's NFL Wild Card Saturday, brought to you by Pepcid AC Acid Controller. You can be heartburn-free with new Pepcid AC. ABC's NFL Wild Card Saturday will continue after this from our ABC stations.
They call me a Hollywood bad boy. You know, a little too much of this, maybe way too much of that. Now they're trying to pin murder on me. And I have to admit, some of the evidence is pretty scary. But come on, is this the face of a murderer?
Stephen Bochco's Murder 1, Mondays at 10, 9 Central, starting January 8th.
New Year's Day, only ABC and Channel 7 Sports can bring you the Rose Bowl live. Jim Rose, Mark Giangreco, and Kathy Namia bring home college football's story of the year.
Well, they just keep getting bigger every week.
After you watch the game on Channel 7, go inside the locker room for live post-game coverage.
Touchdown Wildcats!
Follow the Wildcats and their fans at the Rose Bowl, only on Channel 7 Sports.
This is the sound of 1995 winding down, and your opportunity to get a great year-end deal or lease on a new Dodge. Plus, get up to $3,000 off, or 1.9% financing. Even lease rates as low as $199 a month. So hurry to the Dodge year-end event. Before time, well, you get the picture. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Tonight, it's America's biggest bonehead in a brand new adventure.
Did you hear that?
Ernest P. Worrell is up to his elbows in cannonballs, in crown jewels.
He who wears the crown shall be king. I'd have to learn the language.
And in cheesy special effects.
I'm out.
No one named Ernest was harmed in the making of this movie.
No problemo.
It's the network television premiere of Ernest Rides Again.
Then watch Eyewitness News at 10, only on Channel 7. Jeopardy and Wheels, back-to-back, tonight at 6.
It's all over for the Miami Dolphins. They have been sent to the NFL's final resting place. But the Buffalo Bills are still alive, and they advance on to next week's conference playoffs. Up now, today's NFC wildcard game with the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles. Detroit's Barry Sanders had another sensational year carrying the football. He gained 1,500 yards this season. The Lions' offense was the league's most prolific, as quarterback Scott Mitchell had by far the best year of his career. And the great wide receiver, Herman Moore, caught more passes this season than any player in the history of the game. The Lions have won their last 7 games, and this team is rolling.
Players are playing like we know we can win. We know what we're capable of doing, and we know what our talents are.
The Detroit Lions have a long history in the NFL, and now they set out to win their first NFL championship in nearly 40 years. The Detroit Lions face the Philadelphia Eagles in this NFC Wild Card playoff. Wild card fight. familiar skyline of the city of Philadelphia on what locals would call an absolutely balmy day. 39 degrees, little or no wind, and the symbol of our nation's freedom. The Liberty Bell, of course, located here in Philadelphia. But today, it'll be the Detroit Lions coming in to play the Philadelphia Eagles as our doubleheader wild card playoff continues for you. Hello again, everyone. Frank Gifford with Al Michaels and Dan Deerdorf. Happy you're with us. And again, the Eagles and the Detroit Lions both are 10-6 on the season, but as far as I'm concerned, the Philadelphia Eagles are the least likely team to have made these playoffs. They were 7-9 a year ago. They fired the coach. They brought in a very unlikely head coach, Ray Rhodes. He wasn't their first choice, but he was a good one. And he has kind of convinced his team, willed his team, if you will, to, and they were a very unlikely bunch of players too, and he has convinced them that they can win. And they come in feeling that if they lose today, well, it will be a bad season for them, even though they were 10-6. They're thinking Super Bowl. Meanwhile, the Detroit Lions, we've heard all about them. They are the hottest team in the league. They have the 1,500-yard rusher Al in Barry, and they have the 1,500-yard receiver, and they have a 4,000-yard passer. What don't they have?
Well, and among other things, they probably saved Wayne Fontz's job as well with that 7-game winning streak. Offensively, terrific. #1 in yards gained, #2 in points. But playoff games are very often won on the other side of the ball. The Lions were not very good through the first half of the season defensively. On that side of the ball, they are playing much better, having allowed just 34 points over their last 4 games. But today they face an extremely daunting task because historically, dome teams have done terribly in the playoffs on the road outside. The last time a dome team won a road playoff game outdoors was 1988. Since then, dome teams are 0-11. So Detroit at Philadelphia, an unusual circumstance here today, Dan, in as much as very infrequently do you see a road team favored, but that is the case today.
And I think the reason for that, Al, is if you put these two teams together, if you marry these two rosters, I think 3/4 of the starters would come from the Detroit Lions, not from the Philadelphia Eagles. Frank talked about Ray Rhodes. He has earned being coach of the year. This is a team that will fight you. It will scrap. It will scrape. It will claw. It will do whatever it has to do to try to win a ball game. 2 things I think are premium in their importance for the Eagles today. 1, defensively, they must blitz, and they will blitz. This Detroit Lion offense is too potent to just sit back. They'll come after Scott Mitchell. And secondly, offensively, they have but one weapon, and that is running back Ricky Watters, who gained almost 1,300 yards. Without a big day from Watters, they have no chance of winning. Their formidable opponent is coached by, well, a guy we like a lot. That's Wayne Fonts, the head man of the Detroit Lions. He's down on the field with Lynn Swann.
Thank you very much, Dan. Wayne, we've read about it. Al mentioned it, talked about the record of dome stadium teams coming into the playoffs. How do you change the course of that history?
Well, we're trying to change it today, Lynn. We practiced outdoors. We practiced indoors in our own dome. We had the doors open. It was very cold in there. I think the best team on game day will win. Let's hope it's us.
They always say coming into the playoffs, good teams have to just execute. But don't you have to reach a different level into the playoffs to win these games?
There's no question about it, Lynn. We've been here now 4 times the last 5 years. We got to take it to another level to win this ball game.
Okay, Wayne, good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lynn.
Al?
All right, thank you, Lynn, as the crowd here at Veterans Stadium settles in for what we feel will be a very appealing matchup. Detroit against Philadelphia. Philadelphia, to use the phrase of the 90s, I guess, perhaps the most overachieving team in the National Football League this season against the hottest team in the league in Detroit. And Anderson to kick off. He bounces a ground ball inside the 20, fielded by Ron Rivers at the 18-yard line, and Barry Sanders, backup running back. Rivers takes it back out to the 33-yard line. Gary Anderson, as he approached the ball, slipped on turf that is not that moist. But down he goes. Big time slip. He went down. Scott Mitchell, terrific numbers. 32 touchdowns, only 12 picks this season. The great Sanders in the backfield. The rookie tight end is Sloan. Moore, Perriman, and Morton are the 3 wideouts. And we'll look at the line in a moment, which is anchored by Lomas Brown on the left side. That is Sloan, the tight end, in motion from the 33-yard line. And Barry Sanders breaks a tackle in the backfield, swings to the outside, and turns a loss into a gain. A small one, 2nd down and 8. The guys up front for Detroit. Lomas Brown will go to the Pro Bowl again. Mike Compton at left guard. Kevin Glover, in his 11th year, goes to the Pro Bowl for the first time. Lutz and Moss rounded out. It is 2nd down and 8 for Detroit at the 35-yard line. Now all 3 receivers are on the right side with Perriman in motion. Mitchell looks that way and hits Perriman at the 40-yard line. He breaks 2 tackles and picks up a 1st down. And Philadelphia defensively, they couldn't get Sanders in the backfield. They couldn't take care of Perriman. Rhodes does some early barking, and here's the 4-3 that Philly plays with Fuller, Harmon, Dixon, and the rookie Mamula up front. Romanowski, Gouveia, and William Thomas, who had 7 interceptions this season. The linebackers, McMillan at 5'7", and Taylor at 6'3", the corners. Zordich and Jackson are the safeties. Taylor will be locked on Moore most of the day. McMillan on Perriman. From the 47-yard line, Mitchell, the pump fake. Mitchell going deep for Perriman, and he can't make the catch. McMillan back there covering on the play.
That's the other matchup we'll be watching. It'll be McMillan, who is 5'7". He'll be locked up with Perriman most of the day at 5'9". And Al, you mentioned Bobby Taylor will be locked up with Herman Moore, the great receiver for the Detroit Lions, with his NFL record 123 receptions this year, because Taylor is 6'3", and as you see, McMillan, he's short, 5'7", but he is some kind of a leaper. Got a hand in there and caused the drop.
2nd and 10. Nickel alignment defensively for Philadelphia. Mitchell a short drop and then overthrows Perriman. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Good penetration there by Ronnie Dixon.
And Dan, I think we're going to see a lot of different things from Philadelphia defensively. They're going to have to be upsetting, disruptive today.
Well, when you talk to Ray Rhodes, he thought the best game plan that he's seen against the Lions recently was by the Houston Oilers. And Jeff Fisher, their coach, put together a real blitz package to come after Scott Mitchell from all different directions. And he made it known that's exactly what the Eagles are going to do today, come from a lot of different directions.
6 defensive backs in the alignment for Philadelphia.
Here they come.
Pressure on Mitchell, and they sack him back at the 34-yard line. Mike Mamula, the #1 draft choice from Boston College.
And they go right to work on the side of the line, anchored by Lomas Brown, the guy who guaranteed a Lion victory. Mike Mamula lined up across from Lomas Brown, but that time Mamula goes to the inside. Brown blocks to the outside, and they got what they wanted. Pressure and a sack on Mitchell.
10-yard sack on 4th and 20. Mark Royals floats one down into the arms of Rob Carpenter, and he takes it from the 22 back to the 28. A minute 41 into the game in Philadelphia, no score.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
Everything's new at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Even new ways to save. The 96 Buyer's Choice Drive Away. Drive away in the next generation of minivans. The 96 Plymouth Voyager with dual airbags and easy out roller seats at an incredible lease rate of only $269 a month.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
For a limited time, only at your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
เปิดซีดีวางของลูกทุ่งตะวันตก
Connect to internet.
ฟ้าคาเฟ่ไรซันดี้
I'm Aptiva from IBM. Welcome to the future.
Put on your helmet. Huh? Because this year, Bud Bowl's putting you in the game. Huh? You could win a Wilson football. Cool. Or even $1 million. Whoa. Hey, you. Who, me?
Yeah. Look, it's 1st down, and one of these 6 plays will score.
Knock it in there.
Whoa.
End around.
That's easy.
Yeah, just got to get by us.
Pick up your $1 million play card where you buy Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice.
He's fine. Cupcake, I got 5 more plays. Get up.
Sun going down in Philadelphia. Let's take a look at the Eagles offensively. The old Lion, Rodney Peete, at quarterback. Ricky Waters and James Saxon in the backfield. Barnett and Williams are the wideouts, and Ed West, the longtime Packer, the tight end. Brooks is a rookie with McIntyre, McKenzie, Boatswain, and Davis. Barrett Brooks, a rookie out of Kansas State, on the left side. Rodney Peete leads him to the line with a 1st and 10 up at the 28-yard line. Out of a 2-back set, Ricky Waters tries to cut it back and picks up 2. Waters was held to about a yard per carry last week at Chicago. Spielman made the tackle. Here's the 4-3. Ellis is their #1 draft choice out of Utah. The rookie, Thomas, the former Viking, Forshea, and Scroggins round out the front 4. Hayworth, Spielman, and Johnson. And the secondary has gotten a lot better recently. McNeil and Raymond at the corners. Blades and Willie Clay, who had 8 interceptions this season, at safety. Charlie Garner is in the backfield for Philadelphia, spelling Waters on 2nd down and 8. He stays in the block, and Pete throws, and the catch is made up at the 38-yard line by the tight end West, and that is close to a 1st down. Let's get a report from Lynn Swan.
Al, we've already seen a couple of people slip on this field. Let me tell you why. From about the half mark back towards the near side, the Eagles bench is always in the shade. It did not dry out like the far side of the field. There was 2 inches of ice on this field. They put a fertilizer substance on it to de-ice it, and the ground crew did a great job of cleaning it off. But when you touch it with your hand, it feels a little oily, as if there's an oily surface on it, Al. You get a lot of slipping on this side of the field.
That's what you get when you put fertilizer on an AstroTurf. 3rd down and 1, and the pass intended for Barnett is incomplete. Rob Carpenter also in the area. 4th down, and they're forced to kick.
And I can tell you one thing that Wayne Fonts and his team did. They went back into their locker room and sanded the bottom of their shoes. You can see that ball just floated a little bit on Rodney Peete. It fluttered out of his hand and took off. But they were back in their locker room with a belt sander, roughing up the edges on their rubber cleats to give them better traction. Talking about the Lions.
Tom Hutton with a kick, and it is fair caught at the 20-yard line by Brett Perriman, a 42-yard boot. So each team has had the ball once. Detroit with it when we come back.
Anybody know McDonald's Big Mac song?
2 all-beef patties, pickles, hot lettuce.
Cheese.
Pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun. Oh, my! 2 all-beef patties, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
2 all-beef patty special sauce.
2 all-beef cheesies. Cheesy peepees.
2 all-beef patties, special sauce. Cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
I can do anything. Why can't I do this?
Have you had your Mac today?
Ah, the fresh autumn air. Where are those darn flashlights?
Ow! Dependable Duracell batteries. Nothing lasts longer.
Hey, where's mine?
The Copper Top. No battery is stronger, longer.
Now, to each man who shaves, there's an edge all his own. Only Edge Gel has 8 custom formulas, from tough beards to sensitive skin, for a close, comfortable shave. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the Edge.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
Everything's new at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Even new ways to save. The 96 Buyer's Choice Drive Away. It's your choice. Lease the fun-to-drive 96 Plymouth Neon Coupe for just $199 a month. Or get our lowest APR. Or our biggest cash back.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
For a limited time, only at your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Wednesday, Rick's rebellious daughter tries her hand at babysitting.
What have you done? You look like Gabe Kaplan.
It's an all-new Grace, Wednesday.
The Lions against the Eagles. The winner of this game, a likelihood would go to Dallas, in as much as Green Bay is a heavy favorite to beat Atlanta. However, if Atlanta wins that game tomorrow, they would go to Dallas, and the winner of this game would go to San Francisco. 1st down, Detroit from the 20-yard line. Mitchell throws, and it's knocked down by Bobby Taylor, the Notre Dame rookie, who normally plays on the other side of the field, but because of the height matchup today, flips, makes the play. Good play.
He did a good job against Michael Irvin a couple of weeks ago, so they decided they'd lock up Taylor with his size of 6'3" against the 6'3" Herman Moore. And A good leaping deflection by the rookie from Notre Dame.
Well, he sat on that pattern like he knew what was coming. That was beautifully played by Taylor.
Second down and 10. Barry Sanders, remember him? And he picks up only a yard as he gets to the 21-yard line. Andy Harmon makes the tackle. ABC's coverage of the NFC Wild Card Playoff is brought to you by the all-new Plymouth Voyager, the next generation of the minivan. Aptiva, the home computer from IBM, welcome to the future. And Southwest Airlines, fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. 3rd and 9 for Wayne Foster's Lions. Ray Rhodes, the coach of the year, guiding the Eagles to their 10-6 mark. Mitchell. Great job by the secondary. William Fuller finally tackles him, but it's in effect not a sack, but it's a coverage play as the secondary did its job. Mitchell had nowhere to go, and down he goes in the punt.
Mark Millen all over Bet Perryman, and he will be locked up with him today, and that was exactly where Scott Mitchell was looking for Perryman for first down yardage, and good coverage by McMillan.
Mark Royals to punt for the second time. Good kick. 47 yards taken by Carpenter, and he brings it back to the 37-yard line. Tackled there by Stephen Boyd. 10:40 left, first quarter in Philly. 0-0.
Everything's new at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Even new ways to save. The 96 Buyer's Choice Drive Away. Drive away in the next generation of minivans. The 96 Plymouth Voyager with dual airbags and easy out roller seats at an incredible lease rate of only $269 a month.
Right here, right now, this is where you want to be.
For a limited time, only at your local Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
One man has a vision of the future.
Wackos everywhere, plague of madness.
Another dreams of living in the past.
I just want to do my part to get us back on top in charge of the planet.
Ain't crazy as a loon.
Both men are dangerous.
5 billion people are going to die.
But only one of them can stop the 12 monkeys.
Too late. Too late.
Bruce Willis, Madeline Stowe, Brad Pitt. 12 Monkeys. Rated R. Now playing in select areas. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Are you planning on serving heartburn for the holidays?
But, Dad, you love peppers.
I love sausage too, but my stomach.
Ah, wait till you see the appetizer.
Pepsid AC acid controller?
Take one little Pepsid AC before dinner, and you can stop heartburn before it even starts.
Stop heartburn before it starts?
You see, Dad, Pepsid AC controls acid for 9 hours through the night so you can sleep.
Oh. Hey, you think we have enough peppers?
For the holidays, you can be heartburn-free with Pepsid AC.
Heisman Trophy winner Eddie George and the Ohio State Buckeyes battle the Tennessee Volunteers. It's the CompUSA Florida Citrus Bowl, New Year's Day on ABC Sports.
The Lions and the Eagles are scoreless. We played 4 minutes, 20 seconds in Philadelphia in the late afternoon. Rodney Peete, the first quarterback in 15 years to start a postseason game against his former team. Ken Stabler started one in '80 as an Oiler against the Raiders and lost. And the catch is made by Calvin Williams. And with a stiff arm, he's out of bounds. Up at the 50, Corey Raymond with the tackle.
Corey Raymond giving Calvin Williams a lot of area to hook up. He must have been playing 6 or 7 yards off Calvin Williams, obviously in single coverage, and a good read by quarterback Rodney Peete.
But notice the pattern. It's as simple as it possibly could be. You're not going to see Rodney Peete taking a lot of chances throwing the ball, or I don't think you're going to see Calvin Williams with a bad ankle do a lot of cutting early in this ballgame. Calvin is just trying to make it through this thing.
Yeah, Williams' time could be limited today. We might see a lot of Chris T. Jones, and that pass is off the hand of Fred Barnett, their other wideout. Barnett and Williams coming together in 1990 in the draft, but Fred's had an off year.
Yeah, where Rodney gets in trouble is in the middle of the field. This guy has almost a 2-to-1 touchdown-interception ratio in the opposite direction. He comes into this game with only 8 touchdown passes and 14 interceptions. And where he gets in trouble is he'll throw it up in the middle of the field. And, of course, there's the $3 million man on the sidelines, Randall Cunningham.
And the father-to-be, you all know about that, is Waters takes the ball to the 47-yard line. It's been a huge story in Philadelphia. Randall Cunningham's wife is pregnant. The due date is tomorrow, but Randall has said, and he's been saying it for several days, if word comes that she's in labor, he's out of here. He's going to the airport.
That's Felicity. I'm sure she's watching, or at least I hope she's watching, as does Randall. And I don't think that Ray Rhodes would hesitate to go to Randall Cunningham if Rodney struggles here in the early part of this game. He needs something disruptive defensively. Randall Cunningham could put a tremendous spark into this offense. It would be dangerous, but I don't think Ray Rhodes would be above making the change.
3rd down and 5. Good blocking up front, and the catch is made by Fred Barnett for a first down to the 38-yard line. The whole push came up the middle, and the Eagles did the job to protect him. First down.
That's what Barnett has struggled with this year, the pass over the middle. He had 78 receptions a year ago. Ray Rhodes brought a new offense in, throwing underneath across the middle, and Barnett has struggled with that, but he makes a big first down catch here.
Left in the opening quarter, no score. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Ricky Waters, who scored 3 touchdowns in last year's Super Bowl as a 49er, is tackled by Mike Johnson. A little skirmish breaks out. Barrett Brooks and Tracy Scroggins do some bumping.
Well, their bumping will continue for the balance of this ball game. They're right across from each other. Offensive left tackle and right defensive end, and Scroggins, the former linebacker, had a big year for the Lions, ended up with 9.5 sacks, and his game is quickness. And when you're a rookie like Brooks, that's the toughest thing to get used to, is blocking a smaller guy who's quick. He'd much rather have a guy try to run over him.
2nd and 10. Feet with a 4-receiver set. Drops it off for Ricky Waters underneath. He's tackled by Spielman, who's played the entire season with a chest muscle, a pectoral muscle that's given him a tremendous amount of trouble and has limited the movement in his arm.
That's what the Eagles have to continue to do. Get the ball in the hands of Ricky Waters. He was a 1,200-yard rusher for them. He had over 60 receptions. Main reason offensively the Eagles are even here today.
Here's this matchup between Brooks and Scroggins. He's going to press Brooks back, and look at him slide. And again, it was between the hash mark and the sidelines, as Lynn Swan was telling you about it. Boy, a good illustration there of how slippery it is.
3rd down and 5 with Barnett in motion. And he off balance. It was deflected by Spielman and then almost intercepted by Johnson. It'll be 4th down. And if you're thinking about a Gary Anderson attempt, it would be about 50 yards.
Well, Mike Johnson, the king of the turnovers for Detroit, with a couple of interceptions, 4 fumble recovers, almost had another one. He's shaking his head. It was right in his hands.
They will not attempt a 50-yard field goal. Instead, it will be Tom Hutton lining up to punt. Rookie out of Tennessee.
Anything that's, if it's not inside the 15-yard line, this is going to be a major disappointment.
Well, he's kicked 13 touchbacks this season. That was the most in the league. Perfect. And this time he lays it inside the 5. Perfect. That was beautiful. Floated it. Jerome Henderson was there to catch it, and that pins the Lions deep in Detroit territory. A beauty. 7:18 left in the first quarter in the NFC wild card playoff in Philadelphia.
Welcome to the greatest air connections of the past 25 years, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, celebrating its 25th anniversary. Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline. The Eagles' Randall Cunningham silenced the Superdome crowd and turned out the lights on the Saints by throwing 2 touchdown passes to Fred Barnett in Philadelphia's wild card romp.
He's loading up. He's floating it deep, leaping, and a great touchdown catch by Fred Barnett!
Right now, Southwest Airlines has gotta-go fares starting at just $19 one way on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. It's such a good deal, people everywhere see it as the perfect opportunity to get away. But if you want gotta-go fares to be your big break, you'd better hurry. Gotta-go fares from $19, only on Southwest, the low-fare airline.
Get more boombox for your buck. Circuit City. You can't find a lower price. We guarantee it.
Tuesday, Rosie and Jackie's new jobs are a ball.
Oh, Jackie?
What? Until their friendly sales competition turns sour.
Got milk?
An all-new Roseanne, Tuesday.
Great shot, sun going down over Quakerland here in eastern Pennsylvania. The stadium's starting to quake a little bit right now. Yes. Lions pinned deep in their own territory. Barry Sanders tries to give them some breathing room, but not much. Takes it out to the 4-yard line. Barry finished second this season in rushing. Emmitt Smith won the title, and Sanders second with an even 1,500 yards.
It's a dangerous guy to have carrying the football, though, close to the goal line. You know, Barry's a big play guy. He had more big runs than anybody in the league this year, but he also had more runs losing yardage than anybody. And, you know, when you're inside your own 5-yard line, that's a concern. I'd still give it to him.
Lions have already punted twice, second down 10 from the 3. Mitchell, the short drop, then throws to Perriman, and he's ridden out of bounds immediately by Mark McMillan as he gets it up to about the 8-yard line, setting up a 3rd down 5.
Well, in this situation, I don't think the Lions should be afraid to come back and try the same type of pattern. Just a 6 or a 7-yard sideline pattern. Tom Moore, their offensive coordinator, on the sideline, but I wouldn't be the least bit concerned about going back to Herman Moore or Perriman just with that sideline pattern.
3rd and 5. The Eagles with 6 DBs. And a 5-man rush, and a catch made by Moore. He got position inside Taylor, and Mitchell was right there to gun it into the numbers. 1st down at the 16.
Perfectly thrown ball to Herman Moore from Scott Mitchell. And we watched Scott Mitchell really grow up in the 3rd game, right after the 3rd game against the 49ers, when he really came of age. They shortened up their offense, 3 wideouts, and this is good coverage by Bobby Taylor. That ball is thrown perfectly where only Herman Moore could handle it.
Fake to Sanders, and then it is intercepted, deflected, picked off by Mark McMillan. Off the hands of Brett Perriman, and the first big break of the game goes to the Eagles.
And the first poorly thrown ball by Scott Mitchell, and it was poorly thrown. He was not pressured. He just threw it high. Perriman, who only goes about 5'9", couldn't get to it. Off his fingertips into the arms of McMillan.
And what a job McMillan did of keeping the ball off the ground. There's the high throw, and yes, it's high. But look at the job Mark does of getting underneath that ball and keeping it from hitting the turf. But that's a relatively routine reception. Beautiful job by McMillan, though, of fighting and digging the ball and keeping it from touching this carpet.
Now Pete from the 14 hands the ball to Charlie Garner. And he is in there, we believe, for the touchdown.
Not yet. No signal yet.
Well, he clearly crossed the goal line. Well, that's a touchdown. We just
waiting for the official word. I don't see a flag.
No signal, but clearly in.
Well, since they're lining up for the conversion, I assume it's an official 6.
Well, talk about being opportunistic. There goes Garner, and that's a touchdown. He's inside the pylon by a good yard or 2.
First turnover results in 6, now 7.
15-yard run for Garner. Anderson for the point after. Perriman's deflection and subsequent interception comes back to haunt Detroit, and it's 7-0 Philadelphia.
And a nice turnaround for the Eagles, who've fallen way behind in their last 4 ball games. Finally, Philadelphia has the lead.
It is a test, not just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The
few, the proud, the Marines.
Wrangler jeans. Available in the two colors boys prefer most. Black and blue. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans. Pine Lake. 3 friends. 3 pair of Wrangler jeans. Everybody's comfortable. Even the fish. Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
1879, Siemens invents the first electric locomotive, top speed 10 miles an hour. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens technology can connect cities at over 200 miles an hour and carries millions of commuters with more comfort and convenience all across America. Transportation is just one of Siemens' vast array of technologies that help keep America on the move. Siemens, precision thinking.
Charlie Gardner scoring the first touchdown of the day after the interception. Scott Mitchell had it deflect off the hands of Perriman into Mark McMillan's arms. Changing shoes because of the wet turf here. That's Ricky Waters. His traction is critical, appropriately named. As Anderson's kick taken by Rivers, and he brings it back to the 22-yard line and then gets forced all the way back to the 5. Of course, the forward progress to the 22, but that's how stoked the Eagles are to drive them back 17 yards on the run back.
And I think they're fortunate they didn't get a penalty. It's nice to be pumped up, but you can't run a guy back 15 yards and then drive him into the ground. It's nice to show a little enthusiasm, but there's a point where you got to let up.
Danny Smith, the special teams coach. Boy, stoked is the word to Al. This team reflects their head coach, Ray Rhodes. I think would have liked to have gone to center field and had a fist fight with Wayne Font to kick this game off. He is one tough cookie. He's not a real smiling man, is he? First and 10 from the 23-yard line. They fake the end around to Morton, and that's batted. And the Lions are very lucky nobody was there to come up with that one. Daniel Stubbs with the hands up to bat it away.
Former 49er that Ray Rhodes knew when he was there. Traveled around, went to Dallas and then Cincinnati, and then one of the unlikely ones that Ray Rhodes decided he wanted in, and he brought in a lot of new players.
Well, one of the things the Eagles have worked on is the fact that Mitchell throws the ball sidearm. And so they're more concerned with blocking the ball. They've practiced all week long on sensing when he's going to release it and trying to knock it down. It's that sidearm delivery. He's tall, but he brings the ball down.
He gives the ball to Barry Sanders. Typical Barry. Had him twice near the line of scrimmage, and the next thing you know, it's a gain of about 7. Zordich makes the tackle.
We talked about Barry and the many times that he has lost yardage, of course, leading the league in big plays. One of the reasons the single setback has no lead man in front of him, and they take him back a lot to the weak side. That's why he loses a lot of yardage, but he breaks so many tackles. And just when you think you've seen everything from Barry Sanders, he does something even more incredible.
Last season, he was stymied in that game at Green Bay. They held him to -1 in the Packer win. On 3rd and a long 2, it's Herman Moore making the catch and a first down for Detroit, tackled by Bobby Taylor up at the 36-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the period.
Philadelphia gambling again. Bobby Taylor all alone, locked up with Herman Moore. No help deep, and a quick read by Scott Mitchell, and of course Herman Moore, and they go right to Moore. This was a good coordination between Mitchell and Herman Moore. Once they saw that single coverage, right to it.
First and 10, Lions at the 36-yard line. Flushed out. Chase throws on the run. Caught at midfield. David Sloan, the rookie tight end out of New Mexico. Tackled by William Thomas, and another first down.
Oh, wow. Great improvisation on the part of Scott Mitchell. That pass was supposed to go to the right. Good coverage there. He's not a speedy type rollout quarterback, but he got out there, looked downfield, stayed alive, and got the ball to the rookie from New Mexico.